What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sly Gittins Tech Simplified. And today we're going to be talking about 3 characteristics that makes an outstanding sales engineer. So if you are on the fence of what you need to do to take your career to the next level, keep watching this video to learn more. Knowledge is king. So the first characteristic I have to talk about is oral and written communication. Since a sales engineer, as you know, is customer facing, it's imperative to be able to articulate and understand what is the customer situation and how can your product or service solve those problems, right? So can you write up a report after assessing what the customer needs and build out the solutions that will solve their problem? Additionally, if they will need professional services, can you articulate what services do they need and how can your team solve those challenges? And then lastly, if your management asks you, hey, how was that customer call? What was the value from it? What did we gain from it? What was the outcome of it? If you didn't win, why didn't you win? Was it competitive advantages? Was it timing? Was it a relationship issue? So you need to not only be able to talk well, you also need to be able to write well, right? And articulate those thoughts. So you have to have that skill. And that's something that you can develop with just doing a little bit self-development, right? Doing more presentations, practicing before you deliver a presentation, doing a lot of research prior to that customer engagement. So those are some things that you can do to increase that skill if that's not a natural skill for you to develop. So that's one thing that I did to help me when I was a sales engineer to make me proficient and not being an average sales engineer, but being a great sales engineer, and my sales reps would agree. The second skill that will turn you into a sales engineering rock star is being able to thoroughly understanding your product and your product positioning. How does your product win? Where does it lose? What's some shortcomings of your product? How do you have that conversation with your sales team and your prospective client without overselling your product to ensure that they understand exactly what are they purchasing and how it's going to solve their problem? You also need to understand the customer's environment and the problems that you are solving with the solution that you're presenting in front of them. So if you have a solution that might be a little bit older than other solutions in the market, what do you do better? What can you give them in terms of service? Or what is their differentiator over your competition? I can't say enough of knowing your solution, spending the time to be certified, spending the time to read those deployment guides, architecture guides, so you can be not only dependable to answer questions in a reactive mode, but also be proactive and create new opportunities that your problem can solve and win new business. Because as you do this, you will become the go-to sales engineer in your environment. And the next thing I recommend that you do is that knowledge, find a way to scale yourself. For me, what I like to do is create videos so that other people can also learn from these videos. So if that's a new sales rep on my team, is that my customer who want to dive a little bit deeper in? I know some sales engineers who write a blog, who create a podcast, who has weekly or monthly interaction with junior sales engineers on their team to take some of the knowledge that they have and empower their team, right? Because the more you empower your team, the easier your job becomes. So that's one thing I have to stress is number 2, after you have those written and strong communication skills. So let's get into number 3. Number 3 is relationship building. Why did I leave relationship building for last? Because it's essential and it's needed. It's different from communicating, and it's different from having technical aptitude and understanding your product. It's dealing with those people that we interact with on a daily basis, whether that be customers or internal associates. And when we're talking about customers, it could be sales reps, it could be marketing personnel, it can be business owners, managers, executives, and each one of those people have different tendencies and need different things. So it's got to be able to communicate with them, right? You got to be able to build a rapport with them, understand their needs and how they differentiate. And I guarantee you, if you mix your strong communication skills, whether that be oral or written, your strong technical knowledge, and you become a proficient of building relationships, you're going to be a rock star. You're going to be unstoppable in your job. So now that we reached the end, I want to say thank you for tuning in. The next thing I need you to do is watch the other videos in my channel. And the reason why I say that is we're going to be talking about Microsoft 365 certifications. We're going to be talking about how to deploy different Azure environments. You can learn the difference between pre-sales and post-sales, right? And the only place you get in this type of quality, entertaining content is from Sly Gittins. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow me on LinkedIn.